Birthday Boy, a disturbing serial killer in Gotham City, origin. Legendary writer Geoff Johns joined hands with artist Gary Frank to create the comics that revolved around the Earth 1 stories of Justice League superheroes such as Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Earth 1 is a world in the multiverse where the superheroes have just started their super careers. So, with respect to Gotham, this comic book follows the events in the city before the murder of the Waynes. It introduces all the essential characters such as Alfred Pennyworth, Commissioner Gordon, Harvey Bullock, Oswald Cobblepot, and the likes, but they are presented in a way that makes it evident that this is their first appearance in a comic. Meanwhile, we also get to see Bruce Wayne's rise from a traumatized kid into Batman. But of course, there are several discrepancies across the storyline, and somewhere into all of this, Birthday Boy becomes a problem and helps catapult Batman to success in the eyes of the Gotham City residents. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Origins of Birthday Boy. The 2012 comic Batman Earth 1 introduces us to a strange and twisted criminal in Gotham City. Not that Gotham City is devoid of criminals following that trope, but this storyline follows Batman's first case as a vigilante. To understand Birthday Boy better, we need to know the entire story that begins with Bruce Wayne losing his parents. One event sets off a chain reaction of events, which eventually leads us to the Birthday Boy and his involvement with Gotham City's new protector, Batman. The story kicks off with Batman chasing after a man on the rooftop. He tries to use his grapple gun to increase his efficiency, but the faulty device malfunctions. With no option left, Batman jumps from rooftop to rooftop, causing him to crash onto the heap of trash below. The scene shifts to his car, where we see that Batman was chasing a man named Jacob Weaver. Suddenly, we are taken to the past to understand all the present circumstances better. Here, Bruce is 8 years old while Alfred is young. Dr. Thomas Wayne and Martha Arthur Wayne are still alive while Alfred is introduced as Thomas's friend from their time at war together. After Alfred lost his leg while trying to save Thomas, the doctor created a prosthetic leg for his friend to express his gratitude. Dr. Thomas Wayne is also running to be the mayor of Gotham City. While the Arkhams, or rather Martha's family, had created Gotham City, the Waynes were the ones who had funded it. But Thomas's popularity in the city has made him a threat to the other politicians in Gotham City, leading him to receiving death threats. To protect himself, he calls for Arthur once again, hoping to make his friend the head of security at his not-so-humble house, the Wayne Manor. As Alfred exchanges his pleasantries with the Waynes, an 8-year-old Bruce runs past them, hoping to get out of the party and go to the movies with his parents. The Waynes have a family ritual where they go for a movie every Wednesday. After hearing this, Alfred asks Dr. Wayne to stay back due to the constant death threats that he has been receiving. However, Thomas does not want to disappoint Bruce, and they head out to watch The Legend of Zorro. At the theater, however, there is a power cut, quite obviously due to Dr. Wayne's presence, who is a prime target with his locked-in win in the city's mayoral election. Fearing that Alfred was right for asking them to stay back, Thomas heads back home with his family. Or rather, he wants to. Bruce does not understand the gravity of the situation and exclaims that they watch the movie somewhere else. He runs out of the theater and bumps into a criminal when his words lead the man to figure that the boy he bumped into is the Wayne kid. As Thomas and Martha come closer, the man takes Bruce hostage, asking for their money and jewelry. He tries to get Martha's pearl necklace when Thomas steps in to defend his wife. However, the ordeal causes the man to shoot and kill them in front of Bruce. Back at the Wayne Manor, Bruce, now traumatized, is not speaking anymore. Meanwhile, Alfred learns that he has been appointed to Bruce's guardian for situations like this. At first, he is reluctant to play father to a child, but when he learns that the other alternative is sending Bruce to foster care, Alfred introduces himself to Bruce as his butler. The years pass by and Bruce is now a teenager whose classmate Jessica Dent has a twin brother named Harvey Dent. Harvey and Bruce do not get along, especially with Harvey insulting Bruce's mother's ancestral home, the Arkham Manor. Martha used to live there as a child, but Bruce knew that something terrible had happened there. Martha's mother had suffered a mental breakdown when Martha was only 12. She then went on to kill her husband with a sledgehammer and ultimately jumped off the balcony, killing herself. The story became popular when everyone believed that the Arkham Manor was cursed, as it caused everyone from the Arkham bloodline to turn insane. This is also why Martha had asked a young Bruce not to step inside the manor, ever. However, the day finally comes when Bruce enters the maze-like mausoleum in the manor, where hundreds of bats attack him. Bruce gets terrified as a result of the experience, and soon finds a statue of a life-size samurai, which gives him the necessary boost to choose the life of a masked vigilante in the near future. Inspired, Bruce learns hand-to-hand combat and acrobatics from Alfred. He teaches himself how to investigate and finds the death threats Dr. Wayne had received in the past. He puts two and two together and realizes that Gotham City's mayor, Oswald Cobblepot, has a heavy involvement in the case of the Wayne murders. So much so that he starts to think that Cobblepot had the Waynes assassinated so that he could be the mayor. In the present, that is the timeline the story begins, Bruce has learned about a man named Jacob Weaver. Weaver was an ex-police detective who went on to work under Cobblepot's payroll after the Wayne murder. Bruce had found out that not only was Weaver the first cop in the scene following the murder, but he also had Dr. Thomas Wayne's old lighter. Meanwhile, the star of the reality show Hollywood Detectives, Harvey Bullock, is in Gotham City hoping to revive his fading career. He partners with Commissioner Gordon and expresses his desire to reopen the Wayne murder case, which Gordon does not consider to be a wise option. From the beginning, Bullock acts weird as he is unable to understand how bad Gotham truly is. Bruce Wayne seeks out Lucius Fox, a 22-year-old intern working at Wayne Medical, and gets him to fix his grapple gun in exchange for funding his project to create artificial limbs for his niece. At the same time, Gotham City is being plagued by a string of teenage girls disappearing out of the blue. They are no younger than 13 and no older than 15, making it evident that there's an ongoing theme that the kidnapper is following. Gordon and Bullock are the ones who are put on the case. While investigating the kidnapping with Gordon, Bullock spots the local drug dealer, Axe, beating up a client. He rushes to stop it despite Gordon asking him not to. It is soon revealed that the police have fallen victim to the tyranny of the criminals as Gordon apologizes to Axe and visibly does his bidding. Soon, they are asked to provide security to Mayor Cobblepot's beneficent party. Bruce Wayne becomes the talk of the town when he attends the party as well, making a public appearance for the very first time after the Wayne murders. However, Bruce is here to find Weaver and confronts the man in his bat suit again. He pressures him to tell him where he got Thomas Wayne's lighter, but soon falls victim to the mayor's bodyguards. A fight breaks out and Bruce puts up a tough fight, but he screws up here and there, punching Gordon in the nose and eventually losing to Cobblepot's men before returning back to the manor. Meanwhile, he is all over the news and is being referred to as Batman for his bat-like costume and attire. The mayor, however, is enraged about the fact that Batman crashed into his party and ruined everything, so he has a solution to settle the score with the now sensational masked vigilante. He calls for a man named Birthday Boy, asking the others to get him to take care of Weaver. Birthday Boy is a serial killer who is responsible for the kidnappings of teenage girls. What makes him so grotesque is the fact that not only does he kidnap the girls, but he takes them to the Arkham Manor playroom of all places, gives them a birthday cake, asks them to make a wish, and then mutilates them with a butcher's knife. He even refers to them as Amanda, irrespective of their names. With him under the mayor's payroll, Cobblepot and Birthday Boy mutually benefit one another as Cobblepot gets the killer to kidnap the daughters of his enemies. This in turn keeps Cobblepot's enemies in check, allowing Birthday Boy to have his supply of teenage girls. With Birthday Boy on Weaver's trail, the latter is murdered as well, albeit not in the same way as the girls. At the same time, Harvey Bullock conducts his own investigation and tries to get information on the Wayne murder case. However, he does this under Commissioner Gordon's name, bringing Gordon under the mayor's radar, who was very much responsible for the assassination because he wanted to be the mayor. As Cobblepot learns about the case being investigated, he gets Axe, the drug dealer, to kidnap Gordon's 17-year-old daughter, Barbara Gordon. She is too old for the Birthday Boy, but is taken to him anyway. When Gordon learns of this, he is in shambles. He lashes out at Bullock, claiming that he he had investigated the case in the past as well, but he was stopped by Cobblepot, who got his wife killed in a fixed car crash to make him hop out of the case. The reason why he looked past Axe's crimes was not because he was corrupted, but because he wanted to protect his daughter. Feeling apologetic for his actions, Bullock sides with Gordon in finding Barbara, and together they find Axe and beat him up with a baseball bat, forcing him to reveal Barbara's location. However, Barbara is in the worst of all places, the Arkham Manor playroom. The detective duo and Batman head to the manor, which is laid out like a maze similar to Gotham City. Batman is there because his investigation of Jacob Weaver's recent murder leads him to the birthday boy, giving him and Gordon a common goal. While Barbara is offered a cake by the killer, asking her to make a wish, Batman and Gordon come across each other. Gordon accuses Batman of being the perpetrator, but they talk their differences out and find Barbara, who has fought against the birthday boy. They see her stabbing his leg, even though he seems to be capable of withstanding it. Batman attacks the serial killer, and Gordon saves his daughter. At the same time, Bullock gets lost in the manor and finds something unbelievable in the attic: the disemboweled and decaying bodies of those who went missing. And one thing linked all the teenage girls with each other: they were all daughters of the mayor's enemies, thus giving away his direct involvement in the cases. These enemies were both political and those who tried to investigate Cobblepot's criminal activities. Ultimately, Batman defeats Birthday Boy while the detectives arrest him. He then confronts Cobblepot at his office, but gets stabbed by the tip of his umbrella. Soon the mayor unmasks him and learns that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Things fall into place, and Cobblepot finally confesses that he put Weaver in the scene to make him kill the Waynes, which is why he began by cutting off the movie theater power supply. However, in the end, a random mugger shot the Waynes down. Soon, Cobblepot closes in on Bruce to kill him when Alfred crashes into the scene, shooting Cobblepot and killing him as the mayor fell out of his window. Naturally, Mayor Cobblepot's illegal activities are exposed to the public, while Birthday Boy's identity is revealed due to his connection with the mayor's crimes. Originally known as Ray Salinger, Birthday Boy gets transferred to Dr. Jonathan Crane's Crane Institute for the Criminally Insane, a name that rings a bell because this is the man we know as the Scarecrow. He had previously escaped from the institute and had an obsession with teenage girls because a 15-year-old girl named Amanda Grant was his first victim. Meanwhile, Gordon is now done with letting criminals run all over him and arrests Axe with his new stand against corruption in Gotham City. Harvey Bullock becomes suicidal and an alcoholic after being traumatized by the bodies in the attic, while Lucius Fox recognizes his grapple gun in the news. Realizing that Bruce Wayne is Batman and standing by his philosophy, he begins to create the batarangs for the vigilante to use. At the same time, Barbara Gordon is seen sketching Batgirl costumes as she studies criminology and martial arts. The people of Gotham City begin to put their faith in Batman, who has caused the downfall of the city's corrupt mayor and brought the Birthday Boy's grotesque killings under light, arresting him and marking the beginning of Gotham City's crusade against crime. How powerful is the Birthday Boy? The Birthday Boy is not exactly the most powerful of all killers, since an inexperienced Barbara was able to stab him. However, he boasts a ginormous physique, which makes him very resilient and gives him the optimum amount of strength a human can have. What makes him dangerous is his sociopathic behavior. Because he is not a regular criminal who has killed many people, he is a serial killer who follows a pattern in his killings, which in his case is the entire ordeal of calling teenage girls Amanda, taking them to the Arkham playroom, giving them a cake, and disemboweling their bodies. He is not someone who is killing for revenge or to get out of trouble, because even that sounds like a purpose. In the case of Birthday Boy, however, there is no such thing as purpose, just pure lunacy. With that, today's video comes to an end. What did you think of the Birthday Boy? Did you enjoy this video? If yes, then don't forget to like and comment on this video. Till then, goodbye and have a nice one.